Welcome to the deep dive.
Great to be here.
Today, we're really plunging into a topic that gets right to the heart of it.
Yeah, what it means to build and maybe more importantly, maintain a community, a thriving one.
Exactly. We've got a really rich collection of source material in front of us,
Articles, notes, some research,
all looking at, the complex reasons people might cause harm.
and that often overlooked idea of civility, why it matters.
And crucially, concrete pathways towards, well, a more peaceful future.
So our mission for this deep dive
Mm-hmm.
is really to pull out the key insights. We're looking at individual choice, those bigger societal factors.
Right, the ones contributing to unrest.
Yeah, and then what we can actually do collectively.
We'll be focusing quite a bit on what the sources call wakefulness and prevention.
And really trying to dissect what those mean for you, our listener, and society as a whole.
Precisely. So get ready. We're going to unpack these ideas.
Distill them down.
Yeah, into clear takeaways and hopefully spark some, significant aha moments.
Let's hope so.
Ones that resonate after we're done. Let's jump in.
Okay.
So, building on that idea of personal impact, the sources keep coming back to this call for wakefulness.
Wakefulness. What do they actually mean by that?
Well, one really striking point they make is the only time most people wake up is when something goes wrong.
Oh, wow.
And sadly, some never wake up at all.
That's pretty stark, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's not just an observation. It sounds like a warning.
It really does. It emphasizes this need for proactive personal responsibility, awareness.
And what's really at the core of this wakefulness, it seems to be a shift in perspective.
How so?
Well, the material challenges us to move beyond just an abstract idea of harm
Okay.
and to really personalize it, to consider the real damage, not just to strangers or, the system.
But to our own families.
Exactly. It poses this really powerful, almost visceral question.
Which is?
What if the person you're hurting was your brother, your sister, or even your own parent? How would it feel to be in their shoes, carrying that pain?
That really hits home. It highlights the role of empathy, doesn't it? An active role.
Absolutely. In shaping our daily interactions, trying to prevent these cycles of harm, connecting our actions to the human cost.
And the sources really drive this point home. They talk about the deep disappointment of, the people who raise us, noting that parents who gave what they could, even when life was hard, never dreamed their child would feel they had to harm others just to survive.
It's a powerful reminder of that ripple effect.
Yeah, how our actions echo through generations, impacting those closest to us, often in ways we don't even foresee.
It's not just about individual choices in the moment. It's the legacy we're creating.
That's a crucial distinction. And it brings us to a pretty fundamental question.
What defines our humanity in these situations?
Right. And the sources offer a clear, maybe even surprising answer.
Which is?
Being civil, treating others with respect and dignity is what separates us from living like animals.
Wow. So civility isn't just about being polite then?
Apparently not. It's presented as foundational for any functioning society.
The bedrock, maybe.
Yeah.
Allowing for productive interaction, understanding,
Yay.
peace.
And without it, the sources seem to suggest we risk descending into chaos.
That makes sense.
So even when life throws its absolute toughest challenges at us.
We still have agency, that inner power.
Right. The material emphatically states life will always bring struggle, but struggle doesn't take away the power of choice. You can always choose to rise, to excel, to break the cycle instead of passing on more pain.
That's incredibly empowering. It suggests circumstances don't just dictate who we are.
Or in destiny, it points to an inner resilience we can maybe cultivate.
Indeed. And the urgency woven through these sources is, well, it's palpable.
You feel it.
Wake up before life forces you to, because by then it may be too late.
It's not a passive suggestion at all.
No, it's a proactive call. Cultivate self-awareness, compassionate action, now.
Choose that path of respect and dignity consciously. Intervene in your own patterns.
Before external forces make you confront consequences that might be irreversible.
It really makes you reflect on just the significance of daily paces, the power of prevention in our own lives.
Absolutely.
So, while individual actions, that personal wakefulness, are clearly vital.
The sources don't stop there, do they?
No, they really expand our view, prompt us to look beyond just individual responsibility.
To the wider systems, the ones that can enable choices, but also constrain them.
So what do they highlight as those broader societal drivers, the things behind conflict and unrest?
Well, if we connect this to the bigger picture, the material points to the root of mayhem, often starting with some key things.
Like,
Poverty, inequality, weak education, lack of community support, and disenfranchisement.
that's a critical list. Each one sounds like a potent accelerant for unrest.
It really does. Poverty, for instance, it can breed desperation, right? That feeling of having nothing to lose.
Which the sources link directly to destructive behavior.
Yeah. And inequality creates resentment, a sense of injustice, weak education, lack of community support.
Leaves people, especially young people, without the tools or networks they need.
Exactly. For constructive engagement. And then disenfranchisement, feeling excluded from power, from having a voice.
That can easily morph into anger, a desire to just disrupt things.
And these aren't isolated issues, are they? They often intertwine, creating fertile ground for conflict.
That makes so much sense. It shows how conflict isn't just one person's actions in a vacuum.
No, it's the complex system they're in, the environment shaping their opportunities, their outlook.
And crucially, there's that specific call for education for parents and youth alike as critical. This isn't just about standard schooling, is it? It feels like something deeper.
I think so. The sources acknowledge that young people who are not conscious may be, well, clueless about the repercussions of what they do.
This unconsciousness, it's not necessarily malice then.
It could just stem from a lack of understanding about the broader consequences, or maybe even not knowing what trained military or law enforcement forces are capable of.
Which can tragically lead to loss of life.
Precisely. And that's why the material emphasizes, if a life can be saved by guidance, intervention, or better supports, that must be our priority.
So it's not about punishment first.
No. It's about prevention, restoration, and saving futures. That's a fundamental shift in mindset.
Moving towards proactive support, creating opportunities, instead of just reactive consequences.
And restoration here implies rebuilding trust, dignity, pathways to success, not just for individuals, but for whole communities.
And there's that direct, almost poignant message to young people in the sources.
The one bringing the family connection back.
Yeah, hurting your community hurts your family and your future. Your parents sacrificed so much, they deserve your best.
It's a powerful reminder, isn't it, that their actions have deeply personal stakes beyond just the immediate situation.
It's about honoring sacrifices, contributing to a future that reflects that investment.
And that point is critical. It tries to foster a sense of shared responsibility, that profound connection.
Emphasizing that individual well-being is tied up with community well-being.
And that the sacrifices of past generations deserve to be honored by choices that build, not harm, the future.
It's an appeal to cultivate a more conscious generation.
One that understands its place in a larger story of effort and hope, moving beyond just self-interest to a collective stake in peace.
Okay, so shifting from diagnosis to actual tangible solutions, what do these sources tell us about building that safer, more just future?
Well, they address both public servants and community support. It's a crucial next step.
Where do they start?
With accountability. Especially for those in power. The material is very clear.
How so?
It states, violent, unqualified public servants are no different having immunity, such as peace officers who abuse power are responsible for worsening unrest.
Wow, that's direct. No immunity.
Yes. And it clarifies, they can face federal criminal charges if they refuse to control their emotions and violate lawful rights.
And that distinction they make between lawful rights and merely commercial legal rights, that seems important.
It does. It implies a deeper, more fundamental set of inherent liberties that have to be respected.
It raises big questions about the standards we expect, doesn't it? And the oversight needed.
Genuine oversight and justice. Yeah.
And it highlights a specific preventative measure, too.
The mental health assessment.
Exactly. Suggesting a rigorous mental health assessment both before and after academy training is urgently overdue.
To prevent harm caused by lack of training, poor judgment, or ignorance of citizens' lawful rights.
That sounds like such a fundamental step. Ensuring protectors are equipped not just physically, but mentally, emotionally.
It could intercept potential issues before they escalate and damage the community.
It absolutely could.
The sources also remind us, America is a sovereign nation, and Americans are sovereign beings with God-given rights.
Okay, what does sovereign beings mean in this context?
It seems to mean acknowledging those inherent individual liberties and dignity that public servants are bound to respect and protect, not infringe upon.
The idea being that government power comes from the consent of these individuals.
That seems to be the implication, and therefore those in office and public service were placed there to protect and serve, not to exploit or oppress.
So we must insist on honor, accountability, and compassion from leaders and officers alike.
Right. It even touches on the legal framework for extreme situations.
Like deploying the National Guard?
Yes, mentioning presidents may lawfully do so under the Insurrection Act or at a state's request, with narrow exceptions to posse comitatus to restore peace.
The Insurrection Act, allowing military forces domestically to suppress civil disorder.
Its mention highlights the extreme measures available when peace totally breaks down.
And implicitly, the urgency of addressing root causes before things get that bad. And what about for those who feel marginalized? Left out, as the sources put it. Acknowledged as a factor in unrest.
For them, the message is actually hopeful and proactive.
Which is?
Find a support group, a mentor, or a community program. There are people and resources who want to help you succeed.
Shifting the focus.
Yeah, and then true strength is lifting others, not tearing them down.
That powerfully shifts the focus from isolation to connection, doesn't it? From despair to empowerment.
And emphasizes that solutions aren't just top-down. They're built from within communities, too.
Absolutely. So the overarching message, really running through all these different sources.
It seems to be one of healing and prevention, not us against them.
Yeah. And it culminates in this powerful call to action.
Which is?
If we invest in education, jobs, mental health supports, fair policing, and real civic connection, we reduce violence and build a safer future for everyone.
That's a truly comprehensive vision for community well-being. Holistic.
It connects all the dots. Robust education creates opportunity.
Good jobs foster stability. Accessible mental health supports address struggles.
Fair policing builds trust. Strong civic connection cultivates belonging.
Together, these investments create a kind of virtuous cycle.
One that could genuinely lead to a more peaceful, more prosperous society.
It seems that's the argument.
So, wrapping this up, what does this all mean for you, our listener?
Well, we've taken this deep dive into sources urging individual wakefulness, compassion.
Showing how personal choices ripple outwards, impacting families, communities.
We've also explored those deep societal roots of unrest, poverty, disenfranchisement.
And the crucial need for accountability, ethical conduct from leaders and public servants. It's complex.
A complex tapestry, yes, but with clear threads for action.
And we've seen the path forward involves that collective commitment.
To prevention, restoration, strategic investment in key areas.
Yeah.
Education, jobs, mental health, fair policing, civic connection.
It's about understanding that every civil human being has a duty to respect others.
And that true strength is lifting others, not tearing them down. Fostering that community-wide sense of shared responsibility, mutual upliftment.
So for you, our listener, maybe the thought to leave you with is this. Building on these sources, considering the cycles we've discussed, personal reactions, broader societal systems.
What one specific cycle are you called to perhaps break or contribute to healing?
Starting today, what small step could you take?
Something to think about.
Definitely. Thank you for joining us for this deep dive.
Until next time, keep seeking, keep questioning.
Keep engaging with the world around you.